Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the press. We are known, called, and addressed Coalition of Concerned Nigerians. We are here to present a media statement to refute and respond to Deji Adeyanju, who criticized the most performing minister of FCT. Our interest and intent has been aroused by trending social media publication, which featured on Phonics, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and other online media platforms, where a cultural misfit, social shaman, and gifted charlatan by name Deji Adeyanju made unfounded accusations and destructive criticisms against high-performing minister of FCT, His Excellency Wike, in a said press conference held in Abuja on Friday, 15th November 2024 in Abuja here, and which was done in most offensive, reckless, and insultive manner. The discombobulated habitual critic, bumptious and presumptuous social media showboy, not only accused but insulted a full-fledged minister of Federal Republic of Nigeria and a former two-tenor governor of Rivers State, one of the most important states in Nigeria in terms of revenue generation and oil production. One of the most accomplished politicians of Niger Delta extraction. And we wonder why Nigerian security agencies did not go after him. It is not done anywhere, it is not seen anywhere, and it's not even permissible in any country for a charlatan without legislative or legitimate right to criticize a minister performing his official duties, which all Nigerians have already applauded. As enlightened members of the Nigerian Intelligential Society, we have praised the mental disposition and behavioral template of the lame dog and dusted him down as unreasonable, uncouth, intellectually deficient, ideologically vacuous, ill-mannered, and mischievous conflict grabber with uncultivated mentality and very much eroded behavioral template, and currently possessed with inner seducing spirit, propelling him to advertise his congenital contempt and resentment against the FCT minister in his most callous and savage exhortations, insultive and juvenile effusions. However, he failed to understand that it is only a legitimate and recognized court in Nigeria that has the locus to say who is guilty or not guilty. But in this regard, the said Deji has already passed his own judgment out of ignorance and self-deceit. Most regrettably, it is the unbecoming, wicked, unlearned, irresponsible lad led by name Deji Adeyanju, a rejected and outcast political marauder, is both blind and deaf to know that all urban developments and industrializations across every country of the world comes with commensurate relocations, destructions and uprooting of demolitions and revocations of CFO, certificate of occupancy. It is very, 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 very impossible for you to see an urbanizing federal capital territory whereby no house is actually bulldozed. Development entails destroying the already old, ineffective structures and building effective and efficient structures. So it is not the first time we are hearing in Nigeria that a minister is actually demolishing houses or relocating those who live in the suburb. Some of them are even of security threat. So we are very shocked and surprised why the said Deji actually went online to actually advertise his stupidity and uncouth mental culture. Whether you like him or you hate him, nothing counts. But we as Nigerians know that Chief Nyesom Wike, who is the current Minister of Federal Capital Territory, is the highest embodiment of political resilience, dexterity, and quintessential pinnacle of extraordinary high performer. This is the high point of our attraction to respond to the mentally fractured Deji. The high point of our media paletos is that as an organization whose members span across the 13 states of the Federation, we are the major stakeholders of this nation. And by the virtue of the fact that we belong to the civil society organizations, we wish to issue 7 days ultimatum to Deji to tender unreserved and open apology to the Minister of FCT, and whereby the 7 days ultimatum elapses, we shall not fail to resort to number 1, writing to the Nigerian Bar Association to look into his misdemeanor. It is an act of public misdemeanor for a lawyer, a so-called lawyer, to drag the name and image of his profession to the ground. We will write to Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, to see if there's a possibility of derobing him. That is number 1. Number 2, we will write to the DSS and security agencies to arrest him, because he has made some statement that is inciting. He has accused, he has made wrong accusation, and he has done the worst, character defamation. Those are prosecutable offenses under the Criminal Code Act. And we shall not fail to utilize that. It's on this venture and on this note that we are letting Mr. Deji, wherever he is, to tender 7 days to observe and adhere to our 7 days ultimatum. Whereby he fails, we may even resort to the last option of actually taking him to court to institute a case of character defamation and sundry of such accusations. Having said this, we applaud Nigerians who did not yield to such talent and his pronunciations and his vituperations. Be rest assured that the Honorable Minister, we are not speaking, we did not mandate us. We are Nigerians. We have right to actually air our view whenever we see that things are not being done very well. We know that it is difficult. The most difficult nation to rule is Nigeria, and the most difficult ministry to actually manage is the FCT ministry. The minister has done very well. As I'm talking to you today, the FCT has its own distinct and their own civil service. They have permanent secretaries, 8 or so. They have head of service. See the history of Nigeria, the creation of FCT has never been done so. Under 1 year, he has achieved this. Who knows the next how many years again? We'll still do more. As we are looking at, Abuja is actually having a facelift. We cannot be in the Federal Capital Territory, and the minister, just like the last 8 years minister of President Buhari, folded his hand and did nothing. And because Wike just came in, Nigerians are now seeing the differences. The one charlatan from nowhere will start coming to make unfounded allegations just to curry media sentiments and for cheap publicity. We have said this and we will stand by what we have said. We have to thank fellow Nigerians for their commitment, their understanding. Development comes with a cost, but it's our prayer also that our leaders who are actually ushering this development understand the consequences of not adhering to the major missions of turning around the situations of things. But we are rest assured that under this president leadership, headed by President Tinubu, Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, that Nigeria, in no distant time, will actually be a country to be reckoned with in Africa. Thank you and God bless.